Hello, I'm Lighter, and today I'll be ranking all 30 tracks in Mario Kart World. I've gotten a ton of enjoyment out of this game, and thought it would be fun to share my opinions on each track and how they stack up against each other. Since as we're all vying for positioning in the game, it's only fitting to do the same for the courses. In order to challenge myself, as well as to not bore you to death with long-winded explanations, I'll be talking about each entry within a 30-second gameplay clip that I took with my Switch 2. Now, you may be wondering about the 200 intermission tracks that are present in the game. Yeah, I won't be ranking those. But if you wanted my perspective on them, then, they feature a lot of driving straight. Yep, that's about it. Moving on. All of the gameplay footage is from my own races, mostly against real people, with some being versus bots. I use the same exact combo of Daisy on the Rob bike for each of these since I'm very plain and boring. Say hi, Daisy.
Hi, I'm Daisy.
I use Daisy because of her cheerful optimism. And I'd rather look at her while racing than say Wario, just a preference. Also, I thought it would be helpful to add a letter grade tier system to better express my overall feelings on these courses. To quickly go over that, we have F tier, failures that should not exist. D tier, definitely bad. C tier, can't complain, just alright overall. B tier, better than average, good and fun to play. A tier, awesome and really well made. And S tier, simply fantastic, near perfect tracks that I absolutely love. These grades will appear in the top right corner for each track if you are interested. Finally, I am not remotely close to being a pro at this game, but I did my best to capture good gameplay footage to try and show off the potential of these tracks, especially my favorite ones, so I hope you enjoy. Now let's do this thing. Number 30, Koopa Troopa Beach. What the heck is this track? The Koopa Troopas need to be evicted immediately so that their beach can be bulldozed and built into an actually decent course. This is easily dead last for me. It is extraordinarily hard to get any sense of enjoyment out of this one outside of potentially shock dodging your way to victory. This is left turn the track, and that's it. I like the beach aesthetic, but absolutely nothing is done with it as this course features the most plain layout in the game. Beach visits are supposed to be fun, but this one is most certainly not. Number 29, Peach Beach. Okay, so we're over 2 on the beach tracks. This one suffers immensely from a terrible layout that has you driving straight for multiple, overly long periods. Now I get it, resorts are supposed to be relaxing, but I do not want to be relaxing as I am racing against battle-hardened competitors giving their all for the crown. Okay, that's a bit dramatic, but hey, I take my Mario Kart seriously. It looks pretty at certain parts and has a passable section driving through the castle exterior, but this one definitely leaves a lot to be desired overall. Number 28, Starview Peak. This track looks pretty, but it's pretty bad. In terms of layout, this one is severely lacking. It predominantly features spacious roads and wide turns, which I don't really enjoy. It's also very short, and doesn't seem to have any intuitive tech outside of one rail you can jump on from the Shroom shortcut. The visual design is good, especially when gliding towards the blue snowflakes on the water section, which is particularly breathtaking at night, but the course is just so boring that I'd honestly rather not play on it. Number 27, Desert Hills. Yes, this one does an excellent job at emulating a desert by being a barren wasteland. The problem is that barren wastelands don't make for aesthetically pleasing track designs in my opinion. There's a lot of tan and brown here, and not much else. The final, windy road section is solid to drive on, and I do like the Moai statue-looking obstacles that appear, but they just don't do enough to make me like this course that much. It's just way too bland for me, or I guess you could say it's too deserted. Get it? Because, never mind. Number 26, Salty Salty Speedway. We're into C tier already, which is a good sign since I think that all but 4 of the 30 tracks are at the very least decent. This one lands down here partially because I'm just not good at it, which I know is a totally petty reason. But I also do think that the ending segment driving across the wide, still water is really plain. And the shortcut at the end doesn't add enough to salvage that in my opinion. The middle section is good, and tricking off the stairs leading into the descent down the waterway can be enjoyable, but this one just isn't for me. Number 25, Moo Moo Meadows. Okay, so this course doesn't move me or anything, but I don't have any beef with it. It's alright overall, and I think the flow of the track works out well with all the turns and stuff. The trickable mounds at the end are my personal favorite segment. The cow obstacles are a nice touch as well, and it's always kind of funny and kind of sad when I fail miserably and accidentally hit one. However, the farm/pasture setting is a little too plain for me. Okay, I've built this one enough, let's move on. Number 24, Mario Bros. Circuit. Like a starter track should be, this one is pretty simplistic while still having just enough to let players try out and learn the new mechanics. It has an alright layout, and I do find the ending segment to be well designed. I like how you have multiple avenues available to get to the finish line, what with the ramps, the road, and the rails. This is a great rail riding course in general, as you have parts like the beginning rail hidden behind the tires, the entire middle section, and of course the ending if you can glide to it. It's perfectly passable. Number 23, Peach Stadium. I'm a simple guy and I like drifting, so give me that and we're good. This one is certainly basic, but the twists and turns are enough to keep me satisfied. It's just too simple for me to put it any higher. The Peach mosaic that you see as you start the course looks great, but nothing else stands out to me from a design perspective. The track itself is pretty basic, as outside of the beginning shroom shortcut and some rails, there's not much else besides a couple of easily avoidable pipes near the end. I do appreciate the platforming aspect of this one though. Number 22, Faraway Oasis. This is actually my least played course in the game so far, as up to the release of this video, it's the only one that I've yet to time trial. That's because I lucked into this win online and was like, yep, good enough, I'll train this course later. It has a solid layout and plays well, and I'm sure there's more cool tech that I haven't discovered yet. But my issue is that it's just too empty. This track would benefit immensely from having thematically fitting animal obstacles present like a certain dino track does. I can't help but feel like this was a big missed opportunity to make this one shine. Number 21, Cheep Cheep Falls. The theming for this one fits excellently with the Cheep Cheeps themselves. The soundtrack here is also a standout part for me. This has a lot of good going for it, but it's held back because I'm personally not a fan of how it feels to drive. So I actually don't mind the water mechanics in this game, as they require extra thought to get down, and tricking off of the waterfall into the back half of this course is fun, but I don't like how it's designed. You pretty much just want to pick up shrooms for the ending, as going around the final mound is slow and awkward. Okay track overall. Number 20, DK Pass. Mario Kart DS was one of my favorite games growing up, so I have a heightened affinity for a lot of its courses, one in particular that I was super excited to see brought back for this game. DK Pass was not that track. Don't get me wrong, it's a fine course. The mountain ascent that leads into the final drop-off is decent track design. Visually, however, I'm just not a fan. I love snow in reality, but all it translates to in-game to me is a plain white texture that covers the majority of this track. Well, at least the trick that you can pull off on the sign is cool. Number 19, Choco Mountain. A cool reimagining of past Choco Mountains. Still, there are technically 2 edible tracks in this game, and the other one is so clearly above this course from a visually appetizing perspective, in my opinion, that it lessens my experience on this one. Is that an insane and stupid reason to knock a course down for? Yes, but my stomach and I have no regrets. The layout is decent, and I especially like the ending, as the descent to the finish can cause some fun and chaotic moments. Oh, and to confirm, this is chocolate and not mud, right? Right? Number 18, Mario Circuit. In typical Mario Circuit fashion, this is a very plain course from a design perspective that I still end up enjoying because of all the turns. The color scheme is a clear improvement to me from past iterations, as the dirt doesn't have that sickly yellow look to it that I've become accustomed to. Nice! In classic Mario Circuit fashion, I always bag this course to get great items to take the massive shortcuts scattered throughout. It can make for some fun race moments. This one is the epitome of decent in my mind, which is why it tops my C tier. Number 17, Whistle Stop Summit. If you like rails, then you'll like this course, as they're literally everywhere here. Hopping between rails and tricking on them feels super satisfying in this game, and as this course presents the opportunity to do that a bunch, I like it. Also, the Shroomless shortcut where you trick between the 2 rock walls is awesome. It's a short and simple looking course, but the rails really sell it, and the soundtrack that plays for this one is easily one of my favorites in the game, elevating this one to being my first B tier track. Number 16, Dandelion Depths. The underground section where you trick through the water around the dandelions is absolutely beautiful, and one of my favorite looking parts of the entire game. The trickable sections as you spiral down the beginning part of the course are fun, and the ending as you launch up the boost ramps into the final turn is great as well. Really solid track. And since I still got time, did you know that dandelions are perennial plants in the daisy family? They're easily recognizable by their bright yellow flower heads that turn into fluffy, white seed heads, often called puffballs. Number 15, Toad's Factory. I think it's awesome that at the halfway point in this list, it's a track that I really enjoy playing. Overall, they nailed the non-intermission tracks in this game to me. This one has multiple cool parts to it. Each section of the factory features something different, which keeps the whole experience fresh and fun to race. I especially love it when I'm being stupid and accidentally get crushed by the machinery in the first room. True Mario Kart skill! Riding on the steel bars being carried by the cranes at the end is pretty cool. The track can definitely feel congested with 24 players, but it's a fun one. Number 14, Crown City. This was the biggest positive surprise for me, in that when I first saw clips of it, I assumed it would be an easy bottom tier course in the game, but I actually really enjoy racing on it. Yes, it does have a share of straightaways, but these are usually kept busy with car obstacles and grind rails. Lap 2 is also really fun both in terms of layout and design, as we make our way through the rooftop section of the city. And the ending rail riding section is one of my favorites in the game. This is how you make a good city course. Take notes, New York Minute. Number 13, DK Spaceport. Awesome course from an aesthetic standpoint that fits the Donkey Kong theme excellently. Ascending this course while dodging barrels is really enjoyable. I always appreciate a track with moving obstacles, and this one does a solid job with it. This was originally an A-tier track for me, but my problem with it is how it plays. It's a fun and fitting layout, but the issue is that all the turns after each section are the same thing, where you pretty much just want to get a shroom to take them tight and get a lead. For me personally, this doesn't translate well on world rides, but the track is still great. Number 12, Boo Cinema. Boosting through the movie screen, projecting a countdown into the ghostly interior of the feature, and then landing on the rotating film strip of Peach essentially making the scream face is one of the coolest moments in the game. It looks spectacular, and is a testament to the design capabilities of Mario Kart World. That entire section is awesome, and is what pushes this one up here for me. The rest of the track covering the spooky theater is kinda basic though, and the final part of the track was a bit lacking to me, but that's all overshadowed by the great highlights that this course provides. Number 11, Wario Stadium. So I played this track 5 times in 8,000 plus VR lobbies as of this video, and won every time. I'm not doing any particularly insane maneuvers, but it keeps working out for me. And I'm shamelessly gloating to you right now because since I'm petty, this course gets a boost in my ranking simply by being my best track online right now. I do wish the visual design was enhanced since it has a simple look, but it is very fun to play. It has a plethora of twists, turns, and trickable sections that keep things entertaining throughout, plus some really cool rail and wall riding parts. Number 10, Shy Guy Bazaar. Making the top 10 and being my final B-tier track, this one certainly has a lot of good going for it. While I'd personally like there to be a little more to the Bazaar section, that part is pretty solid overall and fun to maneuver through. But my favorite segment is the end connecting to the beginning. Tricking onto the pipe and then the rope attached to the building was one of the first strats that I attempted to learn in this game, and it took me a long while to figure out how to get it down consistently, but it is extremely satisfying to pull off. Number 9, Wario Shipyard. This track exudes swashbuckling Pirates of the Caribbean-esque vibes, and it's so awesome. It looks and plays great, and features my favorite water segments in the game. The rough, choppy seas are a joy to maneuver through. The scenery is top-notch as well, really adding to the theming of this one. I especially love bursting out of the cannon and trying to land on the sunken ship mast, tricking to the next, and then descending to the ground. There is really no downtime to this one, keeping it fun throughout and earning that A rank. Number 8, Bowser's Castle. Seeing the giant flaming Bowser enclosing his jaws on you near the end of this course for the first time was such a standout moment for me. This track is beautifully designed with a fun layout and a lot of cool cinematic moments, like riding through the fire pillar into the storm. The shortcuts in this one stand out for their sheer difficulty and execution. I feel pretty confident in the shortcuts I've learned in all the other tracks, but I still really need to practice these ones. Now I do wish there was more to the castle itself, but all in all, this track is intense and awesome. Number 7, Dino Dino Jungle. So I mentioned before how I love it when tracks have moving obstacles that change positions depending on your speed as well as each individual lap. The dinosaurs here are my favorite such obstacles in the game, especially the T-Rex. I love how he bursts out of the wall during lap 2 and roars as if we're in Jurassic Park. And his appearances in lap 3 charging at you and stuff is pretty cool. Also, this course has a lot of turns that feel so satisfying to drive to me, and the ending triggerable segment is great. All in all, a terrific track. Number 6, Dry Bones Burnout. The theming with this one is incredible. The music and scenery blend so well and make this course truly shine. The surrounding lava also has a nice flair, though what stands out even more to me is the track design. There are a plethora of fun techs to pull off on this one, like the beginning wall riding over the lava and pretty much the entire ending sequence. It's a particularly exciting section to me as you can wall hop, do a bunch of tricks, shroom through lava, everything really. It's such an exhilarating conclusion. Number 5, Rainbow Road. This track is absolutely gorgeous. The cinematic transitions between sections like the glowing water portion and the space station are phenomenal. This is a course fully designed for all-in-wonder, and it totally nails it in my mind. It does sacrifice a little in the technical department during some stretches, which is what keeps it at a big an S tier for me, but it's still a really fun course to drive overall from beginning to end. The diverse nature of the laps is also a massive plus. This is definitely a worthy Rainbow Road. Number 4, Acorn Heights. This is such a satisfying course to race on. I thoroughly enjoy all 3 phases of this track, as we get some rail riding in the beginning, leaf tricking in the middle, and acorn dodging plus vine hopping at the end. It flows beautifully with practically no downtime, which is something that I really appreciate. The nature theme looks stunning, and the music really helps to accentuate the mood. I slap an A+ on this one overall. It's incredibly well designed and is easily one of my favorite courses to drive through. Number 3, Sky High Sundae. I want to eat it, I love to race on it. This track is such a massive glow up from a visual perspective from his previous rendition. It's absolutely mouth-watering, breathtaking. It is just super satisfying to race on. A key criteria for an S-tier track for me is that I had to enjoy every part of it, and this course succeeds in that. There are so many fun, trickable sections sprinkled in here, and the wall riding on the final blue turn is easily one of my favorite things to do in the game. Truly delightful. Number 2, Great Question Block Ruins. I believe that this is the best technically designed track in Mario Kart world. It is baffling how perfect everything fits together and flows. I love every aspect of this track, from the shortcuts to the trickable sections. It's just brilliant, and this is the track that I've had the most fun learning. Its visual aspect is great as well, as it exudes an Indiana Jones-esque adventure vibe with the scenery, and seeing the giant question ruins in the backdrop as you fly through the final section is truly captivating. This is an exhilarating racing experience. Number 1, Airship Fortress. The opening sequence as you stare down the imposing ships shooting bullet bills at you is my favorite aesthetic in Mario Kart history. I grew up with the DS version, so seeing the massive glow up of one of my favorite tracks ever is stunning. The rail riding strats for the first half are just perfect and super fun to pull off. And I've always loved the satisfaction of properly hugging the wall as you descend the spiraling tower at the end. This track's theme is insanely catchy as well, adding to the enjoyment of my favorite course. And we're done! Thanks for watching, it really means a lot to me. I have all these thoughts and lists constantly swirling through my head, and I'm grateful to anyone who takes the time to listen to them. As a reminder, this was just my opinion, and I hope you can respect that. Let me know what you agree and disagree with here if you want, as I always enjoy seeing the unique perspective of others. And be as critical as your heart desires, I can take it, I think. And hey, maybe I'll catch you out there on the racetrack one day. See ya.